She is a landscape designer, does all kinds of great stuff with flowers and all kinds of things to make your home look pretty. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Sorry it's a little chilly here in Florida, but spring is coming. I promise you, so let's get ready. A lot of people, they look and they say, well, you're offering flowers and you're offering plants and all this stuff, but it's still, you know, it's still March and it's not ready yet. Let me tell you, when you order anything from us, you don't pay for it until it ships to your house, because all of you have a different growing zone. So if you want our first item, which is these wonderful knockout roses, what we'll do is when you order, you'll tell us where you're from. So if you're from Maine, which is a more northern place, then they will arrive later in the season so that they're ready to be able to plant. And you won't pay until they go in the box and they're shipped. All you're doing today is ordering them. That's it. So there you are.
Reserving them.
Yeah, reserving them. Now, if you're down in Florida, you're going to get them pretty quick. You're going to get them right away because you're all ready to plant roses. But anyway, Rochelle.
Despite the weather today.
Yes, despite the cold weather today, because here, you know what the funny thing is? It's 50 degrees right now. It's going to be 81 in 3 days. So it's just, we're used to that here in Florida. But anyway, let's talk about Leaf and Petal first. First of all, Leaf and Petal is not like the home store. The home store, and I'm not poo-pooing them all together, but the home store, you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know how long those plants have been there. You don't know who's been taking care of them. A lot of times you get plants home and you're like, oh my gosh, look at all the roots packed into this little ball. That thing must have been sitting there for months or weeks at least. When you buy Leaf and Petal, you are getting a specially curated line. They're all hand-selected by master gardeners, curated from the best growers available, and they are going to be delivered to your door when it's time for them to be planted. So welcome. I always like to get that out and talk about how they order, and I know it's cold, but we're going to make it.
Well, you know, there's something...
This is so beautiful.
They are so beautiful, and here's what's so interesting about these roses. When you do go to the box store, everybody knows knockout roses. If you're a gardener, you've probably heard of knockout roses because they're revolutionary roses that basically anybody can grow. So if you're like a beginner gardener, I know when I was, did you grow up gardening?
You know what? My dad had a garden, so we grew up mostly vegetables.
I grew up gardening, but
that's what that's what he grew. But
my mom was a crazy gardener, and we would give her roses for Mother's Day and all the holidays, right? And so she was big into that. And I remember when I got my first garden in my 20s, I wanted to grow roses.
Everybody does,
And she kind of threw a little that mom shade. She was like, I don't know if you're ready for that kind of thing. Anyway, then I got knockout roses. I still don't grow regular roses. I only grow knockout roses.
Knockouts are so hardy.
They're so easy. They're easy. If you're not a gardener, you can grow knockout roses. But here's what's really special about these ones. These, you're not going to find this in the box store, and here's why. You might find the yellow and you might find the red, but you're not going to find them like this. So these are these beautiful flowering shrubs, and we grow them together. So when you get it, you're getting a pot like this, and if you look down in here, there's multiple plants in there. It's not just the one, and the way we've grown them is so that they come up together. So if you wanted to have this on your own, not grown by us, you would be buying the red, you'd be buying the yellow, and you'd have, you know, if you planted them in a hedge, you'd have like yellow, red, rather than this beautiful mix of yellow and red together, where they're grown together.
It is so beautiful, and I will tell you that it's funny because when I started the gardening show, I actually got some roses delivered to the house. I got them here and I put them in. I already had knockout roses growing because I know that they're easy to grow, and you can even neglect them. They just, you know, they like water, they like mostly sun, but they're so easy. And I've had them. I told you I've had my knockout roses for about 3 years. All I do is the end of season when frost comes and they die out, I chop them down a little bit. They come back.
They come right back.
They're bigger and better every single year. And they're so tolerant of neglect. They really are.
Well, you know, they're kind of the landscaper rose. I mean, if you see, they're pretty much across the country. They get planted a lot in commercial landscapes and places where nobody is really being kind of a diligent gardener. They're these just hardy.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
You don't need, I know, that is just the most, so these flowering shrubs, you're just gonna get color all season. That's the great thing about knockout roses is from midsummer right the way through to frost, you're gonna have these flowers. They're not gonna let you down. In fact, in my garden, I grow the red ones. And they're kind
of pink,
Yeah, I have a huge garden, and they're kind of far out. they're like away from my windows, and they're the only thing I notice in the fall. And that red, it just comes right to me, and it mixes with the fall colors. It's so beautiful. It's still blooming.
And remember, this is the 2-in-1. Your bush has been specially grafted. It'll all come in one container. We'll have both yellow and red roses, which are lovely. So, you know, you've got the love roses, you got the friendship roses, you got everything going on here. And this beautiful fauna that comes along with it, which is one of my favorite things because it's kind of a green and red leaf.
Oh,
right?
it's a beautiful
It's
leaf.
beautiful.
Yeah, they're dark and kind of that really classic red rose leaf on these. So I wanted to tell you though about our warranty.
Yes.
If you get these, when you get them, from the time that you get them, you're going to have a 1-year warranty. It'll come in a package. In the box, you'll have this brochure. All of our brochures have all kinds of information in them about how to grow, where, how to take care of it, the whole thing. But right here on the back, you have all of our contact details at Leaf and Petal, and we have horticulturalists that are available on Facebook, social media of all sorts. By the phone and by email. And so if you have questions, just call.
You know what I love about what we do with Leaf and Petal too, Rochelle, which is so great, is that it takes all the guesswork out for you.
It does.
Okay?
It does.
All the flowers are guaranteed, so you're going to get great results. But the best part is that they're shipped to you when it's time to plant them. I often, and you told me the reason my tomatoes were growing poorly is because I was planting them at the wrong time. I was planting them too close to the heat of summer, and they don't like super hot, humid days. Tomatoes don't, and that's why they grew well in New England. So I think I got them in at the right time this year, and they're growing great.
So good.
I took them in last night because it was
chilly.
Yeah, it was cold. But anyway, we make it easy. They show up when it's time to plant in your neighborhood. So like I said, if you live in Texas, we know when to send them there. If you live in Michigan, we know. If you live in California or Maine or North Dakota, we can ship. They will ship when it's time to put them in the ground, and that's the most important thing. And you don't pay for them. And I say this, I'm going to say this 100 times in the show.